Hello my bookworms, welcome back to another reading vlog. This week I decided to do a challenge vlog in which I swapped my screen time for reading time. I know I personally am always looking for ways to be more productive and cut out all of the unnecessary time that I spend scrolling. So I wanted to see just how many books and how many pages I could read in 1 week while minimizing those distractions. So let's jump right into it. Hello, it is Monday, the beginning of this challenge vlog. We have some decisions to make. We have some things to chat about. First and foremost, the time that I have to read today. Looking at my screen time, last Monday I was on my phone for 5 hours and 18 minutes. So that means we have to read for 5 hours and 18 minutes today. In theory, it doesn't sound that bad, but then when you actually think about it, and when I actually think about how past challenge vlogs have gone in like reading 24 hours sort of thing, it really is it's a long time. So that being said, we have to figure out what we're gonna be reading today. And I have a whole stack of potentials here. We have a couple currently reading. Fragile Threads of Power by V.E. Schwab and The Wager by David Grann. I have these 3 new books that Kayla bought for me because he did a whole vlog by himself yesterday to celebrate 20K for me. Like, he filmed a whole vlog while I was at work doing 20 different things for me to celebrate me, and I could cry thinking about it. These were 3 of the things that he got for me. Yes, that vlog will see the light of day. I am so excited to edit it. I can't even handle it. So these 3 books are definite potentials. He looked at my wish list and went to Barnes & Noble because he's literally the best husband. Only One Left by Rylee Sager will probably get read this week because it is my book club pick for August, and our book club discussion will probably be this next following weekend. So this will probably be a definite for this vlog. Red, White, and Royal Blue. I actually have been told that I should watch the movie before I read the book, so I probably won't get to this one this week, but I will be doing a movie night with my patrons this Sunday, I think. That's what's winning on the poll right now, at least. So maybe I'll read this sometime in September. T. Kingfisher has really good, like, short gothic fairy tale writing, and since it's short, I'm thinking that it might be a good option when trying to do a challenge video because I'll get that quick satisfaction of finishing a book. So this is a potential. The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. I have not read a book by them yet, and I'm pretty sure this one's marketed as enemies to lovers, and if I'm in the mood for a romance, I think I might choose this one. And then if The Only One Left goes really well, maybe I will be in like a thriller sort of mood. So I have Just Another Missing Person and Mr. Magic, which I'm really excited for both of them. Definite potentials. And if I want a little like lit fic moment, I have Old Enough, which I've been told I would really enjoy. Carey Soto is back because I still haven't read it and I think I might like it. And then if I want to, I have Serpent in the Wings of Night for a little like fantasy romance moment. There are so many options. I'm trying to decide if I want to do a quick little thriller and just like try to knock one out today, or I can finish The Wager and kind of just knock one off of my currently reading shelf. But it is a nonfiction, so I don't know if that's the vibe right now. And then Fragile Threads of Power, I'm loving so much. I'm on page 179 and I could just try to get like a good chunk of this done today too. I don't know what the answer is. Okay, at this very moment, I think I'm going to choose between Outline by Rachel Cusk and Carey Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Both of them were actually available on audio via my Libby app, and I'm really excited about that because I'm kind of in an audiobook mood, which is why I'm not immediately picking Fragile Threads of Power, even though I am loving every single page of this that I'm reading. I also don't think I want to start with The Only One Left by Rylee Sager because this book is actually going to be part of a different vlog that I'm filming in September, but I'm going to have to read this book a little early because book club is at the beginning of September. So I'll probably, you know, film myself reading this book and then splice it into that vlog. You'll see what I mean when it comes out. That will all make sense by the end of September, I promise. So I'm gonna go make an iced latte, and I think I'm gonna start Outline by Rachel Cusk first. It's short, and plus it just came into my possession last night, so I'm still really excited about it. The text itself is pretty big, so it should go relatively quickly. So I think I'm just gonna do that. We're gonna start the clock and start reading for 5 hours and 18 minutes today and see how that goes.
Call me out, tiger. Call me out, why don't you love? Lift me up higher above the clouds, won't you love? When the scenery is right, go right in. I wanna fall deep.
Hello. I finished Outline by Rachel Cusk. It took me 3.5 hours. According to my forest app, I have 7 trees. I've focused for 3 hours and 31 minutes so far today, which is pretty good. I mean, realistically, I only have to do 2 more hours, and that feels really, really doable. So let's chat about this book really quick. It is so nice out for the first time in forever. It is not like 90% humidity. So we're gonna do this outside. So Outline by Rachel Cusk is the first in a trilogy, and I have no idea where this story could go from here, but this one, an interesting book. So I was really not sure how it was gonna go because the first chapter was pretty odd, and it's a story that doesn't necessarily have the most straightforward plot, but the plot that is there is basically about a woman who is our main character, who we don't really know her name. She's the narrator. She is going to Athens to teach a creative writing workshop or class, and every single chapter is a different conversation that she's having with another person that she's like coming across in her travels. Sometimes it's people that she knows, and other times it's new people that she's like meeting for the first time. And it's extremely like stream of consciousness writing. There are very little paragraph breaks, and I didn't actually notice that until page like 127, which is really interesting to me because that would normally be something that I would notice like pretty quickly, that there were very little paragraph breaks and there's just like walls of texts for pages. But I didn't notice it because I truly was like in a trance while reading this book. Like I had it on audio and I was physically reading it, so like I would regularly notice my head like dropping, but my eyes would still be reading the page, and then I would have to like pick it back up because I realized I was so focused on the words that I was reading that I wasn't even like controlling my physical body. This book is 100% not for everybody. I don't know if I would recommend it to a lot of people. From what I'm gathering, it seemed to be focusing on the idea of communication and connection with other people and how we go about those connections and tell our stories. It was insanely well written, and I have already put 3 of her other books on my wish list because I'm definitely super intrigued to see where this trilogy goes. Like, I don't even know where it could go, but I'm very much intrigued to see. At the very least, I would be interested to reading other works from her as well, because her writing really was beautiful. It was insightful and a little bit pretentious, and I really liked it. I don't know if I completely understand the last chapter, and I don't know if maybe I'm just looking into it too much and like placing meaning where there isn't, and I should just take it at face value. I have no idea. I might be overthinking it because it's kind of a heady book, but I'm feeling like a 4.5 stars, honestly, which seems to be an unpopular opinion. Not a lot of people like this book, and that's fine because I really did. It's super stunning. I'm really excited to own it, and Caleb did really good with picking this for me. I can't believe it. I love it. Very fun. It is now 4:21 in the afternoon. I think I'm just going to sit here with Avi and read. I'm going to start Carey Soto Is Back, because why not, until Caleb gets home. So far, this challenge is going very well. 1 book down, 3.5 hours. I need 2 more today, so let's see if I can get them.
Just 'cause I'm too proud, whisper away my outdated doubts. Somebody do me the courtesy, dress me down. I'm not that old yet, I'm far too young to not stand my ground. Well, my ways are mine and I don't wanna change, not even for love.
Hello, good morning. It is Tuesday, day 2 of this challenge. As you saw last night, I did hit my goal of 5 hours, 21 minutes, I think, 18 minutes, and I surpassed it a little bit. Yesterday, I did 5 hours and 49 minutes. I'm actually really stoked about that one. So I finished Outline, and then I got 202 pages or something into Carey Soto Is Back, and I plan on finishing that in the first half of today. Right now, it's already 11 a.m. I've been procrastinating. I've just been scrolling and failing at the challenge so far, not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, which is swapping phone time for reading. So forced myself to get my butt up off the couch. We are drinking pre-workout right now, and I'm going to move my body and listen to the last of Carey Soto Is Back. Right now, it's fine. I don't like love it. I don't not like it. It's feeling like a 3.5 or 4 star for me. So it's tennis, right? Which I really like tennis. Obviously, Caleb and I actually went and played tennis yesterday, and I do enjoy all of the talk of tennis. I think the mental game of tennis is actually written really, really well, and I'm really liking the like redemption arc sort of thing that's going on with Carey Soto, because she's really not a likable character, at least for me. You know, there are parts where she's like speaking her mind and like kind of being a little bit, you know, I don't know, tough and standing up for herself. And I love those moments, but there are other moments where she's just like really full of herself, which, you know, is fine, but a little humility is always nice in my opinion. I don't know. So far her character has been not my favorite, but I like that she's getting a little bit softer with her older age. There was a moment where she was talking about how she's realized that she never really took the time to appreciate and like live in the moment when she would win. And now she's starting to realize, like, standing here, feeling the breeze on the back of my neck, feeling the sun on my shoulders, and listening to the crowd be there and chant your name. Like, she's like actually living in the moment now, which I think has been a really great development for her. And I'm really starting to enjoy being in her head a little bit more. So I'm excited to see where it goes. So I have like less than 2 hours left of the audiobook. Let's talk about how much we have to read today. Last Tuesday, I was on my phone for 3 hours and 24 minutes. So that is what we're doing today. Much more attainable than another day of 5 hours and 18 minutes. So I ain't scared. I feel like we're gonna be able to do that pretty easily. Plus I'm also hosting reading sprints with my patrons at 1, so it'll be very difficult for me to not hit 3 hours. What was it? 24 minutes. Yeah, I don't foresee that being an issue. So we'll probably keep going and read as much as I possibly can today, because on Thursday I do work 12-hour shifts. If you don't know, I'm an ICU nurse. And on Thursday I have to read for 3 hours and 34 minutes, but I highly doubt I'll be able to do that. So I'm going to supplement a couple other days with extra hours in hopes that I can still make up for those 3.5 hours. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go as far as possible today. See how it goes. I'm gonna finish Carey Soto, work out, shower, and get ready for sprints. And I'll probably come back with you once I finish and once I'm starting a new book, which I don't know what will be yet. I've kind of been in my like mood reader era lately and I'm having a great time. So let's get ready to work out.
I'm a grown woman with confidence and sense. In the middle, meet me in the middle. I'm a riddle, figure me out. We'll tornadoes, we'll drink.
Just finished Carey Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. It is 2:10 in the afternoon. It is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Sprints are underway. I just made a protein smoothie and ordered some sushi because this won't be enough for me and we don't really have any lunch items here. I don't like how this book ended. It's like, okay, let me explain. I do like the trajectory of the story and I do actually like how the book ended, but the last line just made me angry. If you've read the book, then you might understand, where it's sort of like a draw your own conclusion type of ending, and it's like normally that's fine for like a thriller or something, but like why? I don't think that it was necessary. This is not my favorite Taylor Jenkins Reid book. I think I'm leaning towards a like 3.5, which is still good. I had a really good time listening to this story. It was very immersive. It had little music when there were parts of like sports broadcasters telling news stories about our players, multiple narrators and everything. It was good. I was never bored, but I was never necessarily super stoked about it either. So that kind of makes me lean towards like a 3.5. Taylor Jenkins Reid writes characters and even side characters. Like the depth and emotion that I have felt for her characters in the past is immense. Like I really feel a lot when I read her books. That didn't happen with this one. I don't know if maybe she was just writing a little bit more surface level for these characters. Maybe I just didn't connect with these characters as much, except for Javier. I obviously the dad, absolutely loved him. And Beau was cute as well, but like it wasn't enough to make me feel like I normally do with her books. So, and I was kind of expecting more of a crossover because Carey Soto is involved in Malibu Rising, one of her other books, and there was like a minor mention, but I don't know, there wasn't much crossover, which I thought that there would be more like drama involved. So yeah, it's just kind of like lukewarm for me, you know? I'm happy that I read it. I'm happy that I can finally cross it off my TBR and we can move on to the next book, which I have already started. I'm only on page like 10 though, don't worry. I have chosen Something in the Water by Catherine Steadman. This is another book that Caleb actually got me for 20,000 subscribers in his like 20 things that he did for me. We're trying it out and I am on chapter 2. So far, the first chapter started off with a bang. It literally is a chapter of her digging a grave for her dead husband, like in the middle of the woods, leading us to believe that she killed him. But obviously the chapter ends with her saying, I'm not a bad person in order to tell you the whole story. I have to go back. So now we are back in time before they're going on their anniversary trip to Bora Bora, where they will enjoy the sand, the sun, and each other. Then while scuba diving in the crystal blue sea, they find something in the water. That's the synopsis, and is intriguing. I want to know what they found in the water. You know, the book started off with a bang, so we're gonna try it out and see how it goes. I already have 2 hours and 20 minutes of focus time today, so I only need like 1 more hour. So again, I'm probably gonna read for like 5 hours today as well, like I did yesterday, which is great. Having a great time doing so. But yeah, just ordered sushi, so I'm gonna sit down and read a little bit before it gets here, and that's it. Quick little update. I have made it to page 83 of Something in the Water. Avi's sneezing. Bless you, baby. I love you. Nothing is in the water yet, but something feels like it's going to be in the water in regards to this plot. Things are happening, and I feel like it's really going to affect me. The mood shift in between the first and second chapter was actually jarring. Because like I mentioned, the first chapter is her literally digging a grave for her husband's body. And then the second chapter, they're like so in love and so happy. So that was alarming. And the plot has obviously slowly gone on and things are coming to light, things are going wrong, but they're trying to make the best out of a shitty situation is where we're at right now. And I'm nervous about it. But I'm very excited to keep going. So I'm going to keep reading this today. I wanted to let you know that I have focused for 3 hours and 20 minutes so far today, which my goal was 3 hours and 24 minutes. So we all know that I'm gonna read for 4 more minutes. Like this reading sprint isn't up for another 20 minutes. So as soon as we're done talking, I'm going to start reading. So there you can assume that I read for at least 4 of those 20 minutes. Caleb should be on his way home relatively soon, and then we will commence our evening routine of taking Avi out and making dinner and doing all the things. But I wanted to let you know some immediate thoughts on this, and they're good. They're positive. The way these characters are written are like actually very real. Our main character is a documentary making person, filmmaker maybe, and she's making a documentary on incarcerated people before and after they get out of jail. And then our other main character is her husband, they just got married, and he just lost his job. So they're both kind of reeling from this and trying to figure out what life is going to look like, and that's kind of where we're at. They're on their honeymoon right now in the story, and I'm very intrigued. I'm intrigued, and I'm enjoying this writing a lot, so I'm going to just sit here and read for at least 4 more minutes.
We'll be lovers, me, you, full force tiger. Call me out with them blue-green eyes. You know I'm a fighter, the good kind, not running with lines. And when the night is high, like you and I will be soon.
What are we doing? Hello, good morning. It is Wednesday, and we are venturing outside of the house to acquire a pumpkin spice cold brew. And holy shit, okay, wait, I forgot that this is what's happening today. Gosh, Sydney, why am I on my phone so much? According to last Wednesday, I have to read today for 5 hours and 20 minutes. So it's like the same as Monday, except 2 minutes more. Like, damn. Yesterday, I was supposed to do 3 hours and 24 minutes, and I ended up doing 4 hours and 33 minutes, which is really great. I'm proud of that. Today, I have to do 5 hours and 20 minutes. Damn. But it's been going really well. Obviously, I've finished 2 books. I'm almost done with my 3rd one, which is Something in the Water. I am over halfway by now. We found out what's in the water. We found out the main conflict at hand. It's kind of getting a little bit crazy. This writing is really, really good. It's almost like self-aware. Like she will be telling the story and then will interject with little like comments about how she's telling the story, or like little interjections of like, you know, I mean, why wouldn't I do that? Or something like that. You know, I don't know. It's fun. I really, really like it. I think it's going to start to mess with me though, because it's written in such a way that I really like. I'm a little bit concerned about my mental space after this book. So we'll finish it and see how it goes. But right now, Avi and I are on our way to get a pumpkin cream cold brew because I need some energy to read for 5 hours and 20 minutes today. And I was planning on filming my wrap up today, even though there's 2 more days left of the year and I'm doing this challenge vlog. So I'll probably read more than what would be in that wrap up. So maybe I'll film my spin the bottle today instead. That might be what I'll do. First and foremost, let's go get pumpkin though.
We'll be howling, jumping up and down, howling, crazy fools, feeling young. In the middle
finished Something in the Water by Catherine Steadman. I was about to work out actually, but then I looked over at the bench seat where we keep all of our weights inside, and Juno is actually laying on top of it. And we all know that it's a federal crime to move a sleeping beaned cat. So I might work out later. I might not. I don't know, but I can't do it now. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do at this exact moment after I tell you my final thoughts on this book. Right now I am sitting at 3 hours and 5 minutes of focus time for the day. So that's actually pretty good. I got an early start this morning because we woke up early and Caleb worked out this morning. So I had like 45 full minutes of uninterrupted peace. And so I read this morning, and obviously we just sat on the front porch while I finished this title. It didn't end up messing with me as much as I thought it would. It ended up being pretty straightforward in terms of plot twists and trajectory. Not that it was a bad thing though. I was obviously very glued to it and I wanted to continue and see where it was going. But by the middle of the book, I kind of had a clear idea of what was going on and where it was going to go. Obviously, like I just said, the trajectory was pretty straightforward. That doesn't take away from the fact that the writing was really good. I liked how it was written a lot, but I don't really know what to rate it. Okay, so whereas Carey Soda was a 3.5, I will probably rate that one a 3 on Goodreads. This one, I will probably rate a 4. Yeah, I'll probably rate this a 4. I was very stressed out at many points in the story. It kind of got to the point where I had to remember that this wasn't my life. Like, I remember this morning very vividly after walking Avi with Caleb this morning, I got back in the house and I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad that I don't have people coming after me. Like, completely irrational thinking. And, you know, if little thoughts like that are creeping into my mental space when I'm not reading it, I feel like it's safe to say that it made an impact on me. All in all, I had a good time. So I'm gonna rate it a 4. Leave it there. And now we have a little over 2 hours left of focus time for the day. I'm hoping to get at least an hour and a half of that done before Caleb gets home. I did kind of want to film my spin the bottle video today so that I have Sunday's video knocked out. I think maybe I'll have a little bit of a snack, maybe take Avi on a walk, and then see if Juno has moved from the bench area. And if she has, then I will work out. But if she hasn't, then I just, whatever, I can't. I don't feel like going to jail, you know? I also don't know what book I'm reading next. That's something else that we have to determine, don't we? As you can see, Juno did end up getting off of the ledge that contained the exercise equipment. So I did actually end up working out, which, you know, good for me, woohoo. Before that, while she was still napping, I did take Avi on a walk. I also filmed my spin the bottle video for Sunday. And then as soon as I was done with that, I started listening to the next book of the vlog, which is one that I had already started before I started doing this challenge video, but it is actually a nonfiction. Who is she? It is The Wager by David Gran. This is a tale of shipwreck, mutiny, and murder. It's a grand tale of human behavior at the extremes. It is a recreation of the hidden world on a British warship when His Majesty's ship The Wager left England on a secret mission during the Imperial War with Spain in 1742, and then it wrecked off a desolate island in the coast of Patagonia. And now I'm finally in like the meat and potatoes of the story, so to say, where they're actually wrecked on this island, and we're getting like a first-hand account via a compilation of the journals that were kept during this time of the absolute, you know, literally mutiny within this crew. And it is raunchy. It is absolutely so interesting to know that this is real, and it is such a good like psychological study on humans and like what happens in extreme situations like this. And plus, I really just love ships and I like stories at sea, and the fact that this is nonfiction, it's just fun. I'm enjoying it. So I listened to this while I exercised and whatnot. I am now at 5 hours and 13 minutes for the day. I was not expecting that. Feel really great about it. So technically I have less than 20 minutes to meet my goal of the day, which I definitely will. So that's really exciting. Caleb, I think, actually just got home. So we're gonna go take Avi on her evening walk, and then I'll check back in a little bit later. Friday. And as we discussed, I worked yesterday. So yesterday I'm not really counting because when you work 12 hours in one day, there's not much time or energy to do much else. So yesterday I was supposed to focus for 3 hours and 34 minutes. I think I got an hour and 7 minutes done, which is good. I at least got a break, and I did actually read instead of watching YouTube on my break. But now today it is Friday, and according to last Friday's screen time, I am supposed to read for 3 hours and 7 minutes today, which seems on surface level very attainable. It is already 1 p.m. now. I have been sitting right here doing a lot of like clerical work and editing. I finished Sunday's video. I finished editing the Spin the Bottle video for Sunday, and now I'm almost done doing Patreon like bulletin beginning of the month calendar things. But now every single month I started doing an exclusive monthly reset video for Patreon, so I stopped where I was at so that I can start filming the monthly reset and kind of just going through, you know, closing out last month, going into this month sort of thing. So I just wanted to kind of update you on where I'm at with this challenge and the plan for the day. First and foremost, I'm going to film that monthly reset video. Then I will start listening to the audiobook of The Wager. I only have an hour left. Quite a bit of what's remaining at the end is actually the author's like references and citations. So I really only have, I think, like 60 pages or so. So once I finish this, I will give my final thoughts on it. And after this book, I think I might pick up Only One Left by Rylee Sager, since that is my book club pick that I have to have finished by Sunday. So I'm gonna squeeze in as much reading time as possible today, but it has been very busy. I haven't been just like sitting here scrolling, not much at least, but there's just quite a bit on the docket. So I'm going to start checking things off the to-do list, and I will update you as soon as I can. Saturday. Let's do a little recap of yesterday, shall we? For Friday, I was supposed to focus for 3 hours and 7 minutes, and I am sad to show you that I only focused for an hour and 34. Look at that small little forest. I feel so bad about it. But I do have a genuine reason. Like, I was not on my phone yesterday. The first of the month is always very busy for me, especially in Patreon, because on that day I have to post the like general bulletin and schedule for the entire month, and that means that I have to literally schedule everything for the whole month in terms of content, reading sprints, a readathon, and work it around my work schedule and everything like that. It takes a lot of time every single month. So that took up actually like the majority of the day. And then I had so much like anxious energy that I needed to work out to put myself like in a different headspace and kind of like hardwire reset myself. And then by the time that I was done doing that, we had to shower and get ready to go to my best friend's dinner party because it was her birthday this week. So the only time I was actually listening to the audiobook, which I finished The Wager, the only time I was listening to it was while I was working out. So that was the hour and 7 minutes. So I feel kind of bad about it, but honestly, I was very busy yesterday. You know, it's not like I didn't do it because I was busy scrolling on my phone, because I wasn't. Oh, and I filmed the exclusive monthly reset video for my Patreon. So, you know, things were hectic. So we're just going to move on to today. And today I am to focus for 4 hours and 4 minutes to finalize this challenge. And I'm worried that I'm not gonna do it. Man, like 3 hours yesterday was supposed to be super easy, and if I wanted to be really strict, I should add yesterday's missed time onto today's time, and that would make it like 6 hours and 3 minutes. So I need to do at least 4 hours and 4 minutes today, but if I got 6 hours and 3 minutes total, then I would make up for yesterday. I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm just gonna tell you right now. Because right now it is 1 p.m. right now, and this morning I had to film my August wrap up, and then I went over to the farmer's market with my friend, got some local groceries. I also filmed a reel or a YouTube short, if you want to call it that, and I was really excited about it. Making those little like transition flip book videos is like my favorite thing in the world. It is so much fun. But now I need to read. I need to sit down and read, and I'm reading The Only One Left by Rylee Sager because this is my book club pick that we have a live show for tomorrow at 3 p.m. And this book I'm actually doing a separate reading vlog for, so I'm not going to give many thoughts in this vlog. I'll probably just update you on, you know, time progress and things like that. But The Wager I did finish yesterday, and it is astounding. It is so freaking good. The amount of research and care that went into writing that story, I could only imagine how long it took David Grann to compile all of the historical documents and first-hand accounts, journals, second-hand accounts, all of these things. And the story itself is just wild. It's absolutely wild. It gives me a whole new respect for stories at sea and like anything like that, you know? It's really, really good. I don't know how I would rate it. It's kind of hard to rate nonfiction sometimes for me. I mean, like if I had to, I'd probably say it was a 5 stars because I mean, it really is an incredible story and it was told really, really well. The narrator was phenomenal as well. So if you wanted a nonfiction audiobook, it gets a little bit gruesome because the story is, again, wild. Don't say I didn't warn you. But now we have to go into The Only One Left by Rylee Sager and try as hard as I can to get my hours in today. But it's a Saturday and Caleb isn't working. So when he gets home, which he will be home in like 20 minutes, he's gonna distract me. So we're gonna really try. Keep your expectations low. This video is coming to an end and it is time to do a little conclusion. This challenge officially ended yesterday on the 2nd and I wanted to let you know how yesterday went. I was to focus for 4 hours and 4 minutes yesterday and I ended up focusing for 4 hours and 32 minutes. I feel good about it. I finished my book. So I ended this vlog strong and started off this month of September strong with The Only One Left by Rylee Sager. Like I said, thoughts on this one are going to come in a different vlog, which is coming out later this month, but I did end up finishing this. So adding these pages to the total page count of this challenge, which over the course of 5 days, technically 6 days if we're counting the day that I had to work, I read a total of 1,579 pages. And I completed 5 books, which I feel really, really good about. Definitely upped my page count and total number of books read during the month for this last month's stats in August. And I would definitely say overall this challenge helped me stay focused and try to get off my phone as much as possible and get some pages read. I thought it was really interesting how the shorter days made me feel like I had so much more time to get my reading done. And those are the days that I failed at. Like there were 2 5-hour-plus days in this week that I was supposed to read for, and I completed both of those days. And a 3.5-hour day, which I also completed, but the only day that I didn't get done was the 3-hour and 7-minute day, which was the least intensive. And of course, I'm not counting the day that I would work because it doesn't really count. I will say that if this vlog didn't land on the 1st of the month, like I kind of mentioned before, I do think I would have definitely surpassed the goal of 3 hours for that singular day. But like I said, I had so much to do and I had to do it. So that is what it is. All in all, I'm really happy with this challenge. I had a lot of fun doing it. I can foresee myself doing it again in the future. Please let me know down below if that is something that you want to see, or if there's another challenge reading vlog something out there that you would love to see from me, because I absolutely adore doing challenge vlogs. Like themed vlogs are my favorite and I would love to do more of them. So let me know if there's any that you want to see me do. And all in all, I think that's all she wrote for this one. So thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me for a little bit. If you are still watching, leave the ocean or water emoji down below in the comments if you don't know what else to say. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. I always appreciate your support. And of course, be kind to one another and happy reading. Bye.